There are our cinnamon, little mini cinnamon rolls from Cinnaholic over here if you'd like to help yourself with some coffee, please do. All right, so then everyone online, I hope you're able to check in with the QR code we are sharing. Everyone here in the room, if you would, there should be a table 10 at your table. If you could check in that way, we would appreciate it. All right. And good morning. I'm Julie Richard with the Murphy Chamber, and as I look around the room, I don't see anyone I think that has not attended before. I do want to thank our July sponsor is Adriana Ashley with Humana. She couldn't be here this morning, but very thankful for Victoria at Cinnaholic for bringing over the treats for the sponsor, so thank you very much for doing that. So coming up, if you haven't already marked your calendar or you missed the announcements that I've been giving, we do have a ribbon cutting coming up on July 20th, Thursday, July 20th, 4:30, Integrity First Automotive. They're located just on the other side of Hobart Pools in closer to like the intersection of Brand Road and 544. So please join us on that day, July 20th, for a ribbon cutting. And that same day, the next 2 days, July 20th and 21st, we have our Youthpreneur camps. We're gearing up for that. We do have a few more spots, so if you do have anyone that you think was considering to register, we can probably get them in. Soon will be the cutoff so we can get t-shirts ordered and everything else like that. So that will be July 20th and 21st. Information about the camps is posted on our website. But please spread the word. I talk to members just on different days, and then when I say the word camp, they say camp. They just don't think chamber and use camps and things like that. So if you can, please spread the word, and even if you don't know details, just push them to our website. We do have the flyers and registration link on there, so it's a great way to promote the program. It's definitely catching on. I'm hearing more buzz about it from people who do not know about the program that's been going on for several years. So we appreciate your help with just spreading the word on that. And we really do appreciate our sponsors for that program that have stepped up to help with that, because 100% of the proceeds that we do make from that will be donated to fund a scholarship for our scholarship foundation. And then also, please save the date for our next luncheon. As you may know, we do only host quarterly luncheons. So our first one of the year was May, and now the next one will be August 15th. I will have registration open soon for that, but that's going to be on August 15th, 11:30 to 1. And we're going to hear from Jennifer Perez. Her business is Profit First, but she's a profit strategist. She's going to talk about how to maximize your profits. So it'll be an interesting program catered by one of our newer members, Panera Bread, right here at the Murphy Activity Center. So please mark your calendars and get registered as soon as I get that link up. And if you are looking to be a sponsor, I am confirming a sponsor for that program. That includes 5 minutes in front of everybody before the speaker goes, and of course promotion throughout the month and on the registration site. So if you're interested, please give me a call, or I might be calling you. So those are my announcements for this week. We'll go ahead and one thing, I do not have a spotlight for today. Does anybody want to be a spotlight, or maybe just have a little bit more time than they usually do? Maybe they have some information to share relevant here at this time of the year. I'll take a volunteer if you're interested. We'll just save you class. All right, Rick, would you like to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to do something different though today.
Okay, perfect. So Rick, I'll call on you last. We'll go around the room. I'll start online, and then we'll point to a table, and we'll go around that way. All right, so we're here doing this again with this view. This happened last week. And
is it my face again? It's not good.
yeah, right. It's your face. No, you're speaking, and it doesn't put my face up there when I speak.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's okay. I don't really want to look at myself, but someone's sitting up here might. I don't
Well,
know.
what you can do is once the online goes, you can pin your screen.
Yeah, we pinned
Yeah, I
it.
thought that's what you said last
And
week.
then you hit that and hit pin, and it'll post your screen up on top.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out afterwards. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go. Luke, now that you're on, would you go ahead and kick it off online for us this morning?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry I'm not there in person. I'm headed to Louisiana for a client meeting and a little bit of family time as well. But lots going on. Jobs data came out this morning. 97,000 jobs added last month, which far surpassed what economists were expecting. So lots to talk about as far as term planning goes. What's going to happen this year? Is a recession going to happen? I can tell you this much. A recession will 100% happen at some point in time in the future. We don't know when, but it's part of the life cycle of the market. It's preparing for those recessions. That's what we do as financial advisors. Have a conversation with me or Paul and sit down and make sure that you're prepared for whatever may come, whether it's a recession or just a market downturn. You have opportunity to buy back into the market at better pricing. Is now a good entry point for you if you haven't been participating. Let's have a conversation. Luke Tron, LPL Financial, Tron Wealth Management. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Luke. All right, Monica, you're up.
All right, hi guys. And actually a shout out to Luke. I just followed him on LinkedIn. So I've resurrected my LinkedIn. I feel like I do that every few years. So please look me up. I'm willing to connect and love to connect in there. Monica Landeros Jimenez. I'm Monica with Stretch Lab Murphy. We are hiring. So if you know someone who is looking to maybe be a front desk salesperson, that is entry level, but we would love customer service experience previously. So let me know, or you could take your resume directly to Stretch Lab Murphy. We're over there by Countryside Smiles and Jason's Deli. Also, we're also hiring flexologists, which means that's the person who stretches. I don't stretch people. But we do require a background in massage therapy, kinesiology, personal trainer, yoga certifications. You do need to have that background somewhere along the lines. I do have hiring tiles created for those, and they're out on social media and my LinkedIn, but you're welcome to let me know and I'll pass it on to you. Anyone interested in working at the studio, please just go and meet the front desk person, drop off your resume. And also, I do the marketing, as I mentioned, so if you're looking to do an event or an internal event, like treating your staff to free stretches, we only do off-site free stretching. So if you come to the studio, it is a pay, but off-site, we're doing that for leads. So please let me know, and we're welcome to come out, 15-minute stretches. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Monica. All right, now we'll go here in the room.
Go to your small tile there in the upper right of it, and click those dots and hit pin.
Okay.
There, that puts us up.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll go ahead and start. Let's start. John, did you start first this morning? Sure.
Good morning, everybody. John Conwell with Dignity Memorial. And as you all know, I help people pre-plan for funerals, cremation, and cemetery arrangements. And I know it's a difficult conversation to have. People don't like to have that conversation. But what we like to say is it's not necessarily a conversation about you dying or death. It's more about protecting your family, protecting your financial interests. So it's something that we all will have to experience. So you can really help your family out. It's usually a family member that gets stuck with these things if you haven't done it. You can help that person out a lot. You can help your finances out a lot. It's a good way to protect family and your financial future. So if anybody's interested, you can find me on the web at johnconwell.us. Thank you.
Morning, gang. Terry, the second one I'll go to downtown Plano. We had an elderly lady moved into Plano here a while back, and anyways, next door neighbors were friends of ours and customers of ours, and she had a problem with her AC, and she had checked out a couple of places, and she just couldn't believe it was going to cost as much as it was. It's like $1,700, $1,800, she said. So they told her to go to see us, and she did. Thank goodness. Because all she had was a Schrader valve. It's kind of like a bicycle valve where you put your air in, let your air out, and put Freon in and Freon out. And that's all, it was leaking, but it was taking like 3 or 4 months to do it. It's, pretty hard to find some of these things, but we got her all fixed up for about $270, and she was so happy, and she's recommended several customers back to us. She's a good friend of ours now. Come and see us, Sagamore Automotive, we really do save more.
Good morning. It's nice to be here this morning on this good hot day to be with you. The Murphy Historical Society continues to work through the summer. And how many of you know who the namesake of Murphy is?
Mr. Murphy.
Mr. Murphy.
Murphy, Paul, come on.
It is William Murphy.
You were
And
right.
how many of you have ever seen a picture of him?
I still in that through the book.
Okay, through the book, okay. The only picture that we have of Mr. Murphy is a picture that was in the newspaper in the 1970s. And so we have wanted for a long time to get a good picture of him. When I tried to find the picture, come to find out his granddaughter, who was a housewife from Wiley, had the only picture of him, and that was the one that appeared in the Murphy newspaper. Well, actually, at that time, it was a Wiley newspaper. And when I tried to contact her, I found out that she had passed away and left everything to her 2 sons. So when I contacted the 2 sons, guess what? They said, we threw all that junk away. So we don't have an original photograph or a picture of him. We're trying to commission an artist to do an 18 by 24 photo. So that's what we're working on right now. And we hope that once we get it, you'll come to our unveiling and see a picture of him. Since you're in this area, you won't know what he looks like.
Is he a grumpy old man?
He had a long white beard.
Oh, okay, but they usually have these stern faces,
A real
right?
tight shirt. Yeah, it was probably the shirt's too tight. That made him uptight.
Hi, I'm Jean Chastain, Radical Insurance. I sell health insurance, and I'm going to try to keep it positive. So, two new good things. My cousin who had the massive brain bleed has gone home, and he is actually able to move his left side. Now, I have a friend who's paralyzed on the left, and he slings his body, right? He's really strong core, and he slings it. Well, my cousin's able to actually move it, which is amazing after right brain bleed. Okay. Another friend of mine had cancer, got a call when it was first starting, and the drugs were going to cost something like, over $10,000 a month. And they have the money. But they have a new, she is trying out a new drug, just came out in January, called pirabrutinib or something. It's a BTK inhibitor, and it's working. She is in remission now, so yay! That's a good thing. And then on the bad side, I have a friend with extreme asthma. She can't afford the drugs. I have a friend with migraine. And Tiff, you're going to want to hear this. So they go through the formulary exception thing, right?
Yeah.
Get it added so that she's approved. It costs $1,600 a shot every 2 weeks. You can get a coupon from the manufacturer, but her her healthcare.gov plan explicitly excludes manufacturers' coupons, pharmaceutical manufacturers' coupons.
Scripts.pro will supplement the insurance. I'll send it.
She has an answer for everything today.
I'll send it to you.
All right, so Paul, we've got.
Oh,
No, go pick up behind it.
I got you.
You guys are on the spot. Yeah, go for it. I thought everyone.
Purple.
Hey, Victoria Randall, this is my husband Thomas Randall. Bridgewater and Bluff City. So we're some of our newer rolls that we have promotion this month are the pineapple upside down and the peach cobbler rolls. I did bring some of the peach cobbler finger buns, so you can give that a try today. And then we also have our new lemonades. We have the regular lemonade, and then we have the strawberry lemonade. We want to give that a try.
Okay, that's fine, thanks.
Thank you.
National Cinnaholic Day will be coming up on July 17th. The original old school roll, they will be doing it for $2.
Oh, good.
Hey there, Paul Brown with Edward Jones Financial Services right next door. So many things that we all share with each other. I mean, Cinnaholic, okay, if you've got clients and you know are throwing a party, get some cards from them. Give your clients their cards. Hey, go talk to Cinnaholic people. Donna, you're talking about old photographs and all that sort of thing. I'm sure you've all got old photographs that you might got from your parents or grandparents. Go through them if you know who's in them. Actual photographs, not digital. Write something on the back that says, who are these people? Because when they get passed down, they're like, who the hell is this? Yeah, that sort of thing. So, it helps pass down that information to someone who may have no idea who your grandfather or great-grandfather was. Anyway, as far as financial services, again, it's not just investments, it's the overall larger picture of financial health and future. I was working with a client yesterday, we were talking life insurance. He says, oh yeah, I got a $500,000 policy. And we talked to him, he's 50 years old. How much do you make a year? $200,000. Okay, how much longer are you going to work? Probably till 67. Okay, is $500,000 going to cover your income to your wife if you're hit by a car today on the way home? No. We ended up calculating it out between lost income, potential funeral expenses, no offense, John, all that sort of thing. He's like, no, you need X amount. He's like, oh yeah, I guess I do. So it's having those conversations with people to get them to think about the larger picture. So many people say, oh, I got $200,000 insurance. Yeah, everybody thought it through. And that's part of the conversations that I help create. Paul Brown, Edward Jones, right next door. Thanks.
Talking about photographs, they're really important. I had a patient who come in, she's in her 60s, but she looks like she's in her 80s because the dentures she had were not even visible, no teeth were visible when she came in, and I double-checked the chart, how old is she. So I asked, darling, can you give me some of your photographs when you were younger? So this was her when she came in. And this is she now.
Oh, wow.
So that's what a photograph is helpful at. So I exactly saw her size, shape, how much teeth were visible when she would smile in her 20s. And we exactly replicated that. And it's a denture. That is a denture. That's a removable denture. Conventional denture. Full denture, yes. So dentistry still is great. Dentures are still great if they are done right and beautiful. So Countryside Smiles, right next to Jason's. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. Steve Reddy with Coventry. It is a place for adults with special needs. They end session during the Wiley school year sessions. They'll be starting out again in August. They go Monday through Thursday from 9 until 4:30. If you need to go or want to know more information about them, let me know. When we come back in session, I'll have some more information. They did buy some additional property. They're looking at building out some respite places for these adults and their families. So once they get going on that, I'll give you some more information on that. So Steve Reddy, Recovery. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Bob with Special Ed. I think everybody here knows pretty much what we do. Like Paul said about the pictures, that's a pictures, well, we have no clue who those people are, and my father is deceased, and he didn't want to talk about the stuff, so I didn't really ask him, but I'm wondering, quite honestly, if once the facial recognition stuff improves, AI and all this stuff, it's got a bad side, but it also has a good side. If some of those pictures might be able to be, tell who those folks are, we may have a picture of some really famous, why is that funny one?
Shorten yours.
I got that 10 seconds. Dang, I thought you liked me good, Chris. But anyway, it is a part of it. And when I do scan pictures like that, if they have the names written on the back, I will scan the backside also and put them next to each other so that people can tell. I'm trying to do some stuff for one client. So far, I calculated yesterday, I got 16,702 pictures scanned so far, about halfway through. That client happens to be me. I've got pictures back in I started the first of this year, and I'm hoping to get through by the end of this year. I'm literally about half through, and it's about a little over half a year. But I took prolific number of pictures when I was a kid, when our kids were little, and so I'm trying to go through and organize all that stuff. My goal is to have it ready for my children this Christmas, to have all these things kind of organized, my birthdays and my family events and things like that, and present it to them on a flash drive or an external hard drive. One of the things, one of the neat things, I think I mentioned this last week, I guess it was last Thursday, I got a call from a friend, Janice Tillerson, was my predecessor to the Saxony Historical Society. I think you may have known Janice, I'm not too sure. Anyway, she is a professional photographer and taking pictures. At the Willie Nelson concert since 1968, well, he had his show 2 days ago on the 4th in Austin, and she brought all these pictures to us, and we put a slideshow together, and they showed it at his 4th of July deal in Austin. They had three big screens there. So it's kind of like a unlock your memories kind of idea. It was pictures of his people that had been on his shows on the 4th of July the past few years. So it's kind of a high profile client. But it's neat to be able to see this. We've done some for Julie's mom. We've done several different clients. And we did some for Rich's wife. Some 8mm film. Do you know what age how old those film were?
If I told you, she'd kill me.
They were at least before 2000. But a lot of that stuff on film, people have never really actually seen them. So if we can help you with that stuff, because we do website work on that, give me a call, Bob, tell them special webs, anything we love for you, and copy stuff. I'll run late.
You ready? Start your time.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, thank you very much. But I will say this. Jenny and I had, of course, I didn't have a course in race, had no clue what was on these 8mm film. I'm sorry, Mike, I've got good see. So it's like, you take these old film strips, you give them to Bobby, you don't know what he does to them, you don't know what he does to them. I mean, this could be tough. But she was tickled to death. It was great, thank you. There you go. You want to go now?
All right.
I'll go next.
Why don't you guys argue while we'll sit and listen?
Okay, that's fine.
Get up there.
I should have learned how to participate too.
I'm Tina, Boston Realty Group. Everyone's talking about photos today. You started it. I don't know how many of you know that I was actually born in Rochester, New York. Do all of you know that is the home of Eastman Kodak?
Yep.
So, everyone in my family has worked for Eastman Kodak. I am the first generation who has not, and that's because we moved here in '77 because it was too damn cold up there. So all these photographs I have gone through, I have albums of hundreds of thousands of pictures that actually I'm kind of throwing away because I don't know who these people are. And if I don't know who they are, my kids aren't going to know who they are, unfortunately. So, but what do you do? Really, that's all. No, I'm not keeping them. You can come over and get them if you want them. They're old.
There is a way that you can put it on the portal to Texas history.
It's New York history.
It doesn't matter where people are from. You're in Texas now.
No, if you are more than welcome to do that if you want to. I'm not. You would die if you saw all the pictures we have. So, but anyway, yes, protect your interest when you get older. Luke was talking about, what was he talking about? A recession and, you know, all of that stuff. The best thing you can do is to have a home for your family. Don't be a renter. If you need anything, give me a call. I got nothing to say to that.
I love it.
It was not hard. It was not good. Okay, I'm here, yeah.
Yeah, only because I can cut in line in front of somebody.
All right.
I'm Tiffany Turnbull. Y'all know I do health insurance. I really don't do much during the summer. I'm a pretend stay-at-home mom during the summer. But health insurance is always changing. Just to kind of a little bit on what Jean was talking about. Prescriptions are becoming their own new world. It used to be prescriptions and insurance were together and you would get your prescription coverage with your insurance. Absolutely not the case anymore. So if you are somebody like the family and friends that Jean was talking about who have expensive or multiple or many prescriptions that you're taking, let me show you all these other tricks we have. We have everything from JustScripts.pro to CostPlusDrugs.com. If you don't know about CostPlusDrugs.com and you take a generic prescription, you are paying too much. The cheapest place to get prescriptions can be CostPlus.drugs. So definitely take a look at some of these other prescription options. GoodRx was kind of the first one that came around that everybody knew about. You didn't have to have insurance to use it. It was just a discount. So if you feel like you're getting drained on just your prescription drugs, like many of Jean's friends and family, look at some other options, not just in your health insurance, because there are some other options out there. But besides that, I think we're just all on pins and needles about what 2024 open enrollment's going to look like. You guys, I have no idea what it's going to look like. The last couple of years, I would say that the premiums and prices have been getting a little bit better, but we're definitely seeing some of those sacrifices in coverages like in prescriptions. So it is becoming more important than ever to sit down with a professional health insurance advisor. No matter what health insurance you have. If you're over 65, we have a specialist for that. If you're under 65, we have a specialist for that. Like, it's really important to sit down and talk with somebody about your health insurance. So that's my soapbox for today.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying this nice, warm weather that we're having. I'm Jimmy with Farmers Insurance, and a couple things I want to bring to your attention. Do you know what the number one, well, maybe not number one of the causes that people have to file insurance on their home because they turn it on at the night time and they go to bed?
Fan. Air conditioning. Heat.
No.
Irrigation.
How many turn on their dishwasher at night and go to bed? Because they don't like the noise.
Nope, we're not listening.
No?
I bought a better dishwasher so I didn't have to.
A lot of times you wake up in the morning because that little $5 hose, that plastic hose that runs from the dishwasher, goes through underneath your sink and goes into your sink, gets clogged up, or it rots, because it does rot over time. It needs to be replaced about every 10 years because they do rot, that plastic hose, the connections. So you don't want to wake up one morning and have water. You need to make sure your husband is doing his maintenance on your home. Another thing, you use it every week. You use it every week. What do you think the other?
Washer dryer.
Washing machine, because you got two hoses, one pumps it out, two brings it in, cold and hot. Those rot as well. I'm Jimmy, one of the farmers. Y'all have a great day.
And turn them off if you go on vacation.
That's right. Turn them off.
Now we'll have Rick come up, and he has his 10-minute spotlight.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm going to do this in a little something different. First of all, I'm going to basically do my little 30, 60-second commercial, whatever you want to say. Rick Rawson with Expanse Marketing. Bottom line is we help get your message out. We personalize and customize your content. We do that through videos primarily. And we help you put them on social media and such. Why do we do it that way? Because studies have shown that video, watching a video, whoever's watching it, retains 95% of that message. We're reading it on a text, like in a brochure or on a screen, it's 10% retention rate. 95 versus 10, that's studies, that's not me saying it. So if you're looking to have a brochure, you can have your QR codes, hand them a brochure, and then they can on their own over a cup of coffee meet Rick Rawson. They can go in and see all different things. Imagine doing that for your business, whether it's for, hey, these are the next things for dental hygienists or whatever, or insurance. You know, a lot of people don't want to sit down and listen, but if you hand it to them, they say, well, let me look into this. That's one way. Same thing with flyers. This one here will take you straight to a YouTube channel, okay? And you can actually see the videos. And not only that, anybody who's doing video with me basically gets almost a little free publicity by being on my YouTube channel. Rick Rawson with Expanse, expanding your reach. Now, as I said, we're going to do something a little different here today. Every Monday, basically, I hold open panel discussion. And we do it over different business topics. So we're going to give you an example of what that is like today. So when we do open panel discussions, everybody gets involved. Okay, so for example, we've done the art of listening as one of the topics. So we have everybody get involved in their opinion on the art of listening. How to be relevant in today's world, you know, with chat, AI, and everything else that's going on. So we had a discussion on that. Your health is important to your business. You got to think of that. Your health is not just for your, you know, so you can lift or whatever. The more attention, the more energy you have, the better you can do in business. Time management. Different ways to save money. How to create 7 streams of income. These were all topics that we had discussions on our Monday platform. So today, we're going to do one right here. How to network. Okay? Again, this is for anybody to put in their input and share an idea. I'm going to start it off, but then at the same time, just raise your hand and add on to your opinion on how to network. Because after all, we're part of the chamber. So when you're talking about network, you're talking about being a member of the chamber, maybe networking groups, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start this first thing off. If you're part of a chamber or a networking group, how to network? Be early, stay late. That is key. What does that mean? And why do I suggest that? Anybody want to take that and answer that? Oh, you're stretching. I'm sorry.
So you have time to interact personally, get to know people. I know.
That's exactly right.
Because you do business with people you know, like, and trust.
Welcoming
In that order.
Welcoming new people.
Correct. But like I said, if you're walking in, if a meeting starts at 8 o'clock and you're walking in at 8 o'clock, and if it ends at 9 o'clock, and then you've got your scheduled appointment to be going at 9 o'clock, now again, some of us are very busy, and I totally get that. But how much do we get out of each other's 30-second commercials?
Very little.
Very little. And part of it is 95 and 10, right? So they're only getting 10% of what you're saying. So it's important to be able to build relationships. So how do we build relationships with our chamber members or network members?
One-on-ones.
Okay,
Face-to-faces.
let's take a look at that. If you do a one-on-one with somebody a year ago, 2 years ago, should you do another one-on-one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes and no.
Well,
And I'm saying that, and I'm just saying, yes, you should get with them, but maybe not in the format of a one-on-one, But that's where you're meeting up with them at a mixer. Just going over and having lunch with them. Interacting, supporting their events. Going to a chamber ribbon cutting. Those all will help build relationships. So this is how we go about networking, trying to get things better. It all comes down to digging deep rather than wide. Drive your stakes in, your relationship stakes deeper anytime you get a chance. Anybody else have an idea on that? Okay, like I said, attending events. Okay, I don't know if Luke is still on there. I see his camera on, but I don't see him. Like I've done several events with Luke and Bobby. And the two of them are very, very close friends of mine now. Okay? It's not about that I've known Bobby for 7 years. There's other people I've known for 7 years, but just very superficial. If you take the effort to build relationships through your networking, it will definitely grow.
Well, I think you can also interact, like you said, you know, Bobby, you're doing things besides talking about business. I mean, you have an interest in something that they're involved in. It could be riding bikes, it could be taking photos, discussing photos, it could be where Luke's involved with Hawaiian Fluid Arts, you know, like that movement of doing the art thing. So you have a common interest.
Sometimes it's finding the common interest. It could be something as simple as fitness. Finding something of fitness. It could be, what's that other thing? Power? With the
pickleball.
Pickleball.
The new thing, pickleball.
Okay. It could be something simple like that. Like you said, biking. There's just different things. You've got to think outside the box. You can't think of things in the way that, well, this is how marketing's done. You got to think outside. You basically, and again, this is not about marketing. I'm not talking about marketing. I'm talking about networking. Because that's where it's all at. I was just telling Bobby, I just picked up 2 really good clients. And both of them had my brochure from a year ago.
Oh, wow.
You know, and they just reached out to me and basically said, hey, we just thought it was time to get in touch with you. I have no idea what prompted it. I mean, it could be the drip social media, whatever the case may be. They may have just said, yeah, it's time. Or somebody else mentioned something. So I got a couple things there. But when you do networking, I avoid the big networking groups. There's a reason. I used to be a member of the Allen Chamber, but I came here. That's because there's 20-some people basically rather than 70. And somebody will say, well, geez, 70 people, that's a great group. You ought to go there. First of all, everybody in here would basically be cut off with a bell because of the 30-second commercials in those kind of groups. Okay, that's the way they're run. They're like, ding, time's up, sit down. Okay? So it's not to the, you don't get to know people. That's why I like about this group. The same thing with networking on larger mixers. You go to a mixer where there's 50, 75 people, there's a different mindset of the people that attend. They're like, they'll be talking to you, but they're sort of like, I need to talk to that person too. So they're going to be real quick about, hey, this is what I do, how do you do? We need to get, here's my card. Let's meet next week. Give me a call. Or have your people reach my people, or whatever the case may be.
The thing is though, you can't go into one of those larger things thinking, I gotta meet everybody.
Yeah.
But the person, you're right, but the person that's in there that you're talking to, many of them have that mindset.
That's right.
That's why I avoid those.
I just did one with, I talked about the Stroll magazine with Inspiration a couple weeks ago. We did a mixer last week. Yeah, there were probably 80 people there. Well, no, I made it a point, well, I'm going to talk to 10 people. I'm not going to try to push across the whole thing. You know,
correct.
It's really inefficient.
You're right, 100% right.
I don't go in though looking to set up appointments.
No, I know.
I go in to talk to people and
make relationships.
Yes, it's relationship based. It's not, I don't go in and say, Tiffany, let's go to lunch next week.
Right.
It's not my goal.
You're right, but there's so many people that are going to those with that mindset.
Yeah, I don't talk to those people.
I know, but it sets the atmosphere for that medium as a rat race.
And then
So-
you have to go, like, not like once in a month. Even if you don't talk to people, but when people come in and they say one face sitting there every time, sitting there in your presence is a bigger networking, even if you don't get to talk to all those people.
At least they've seen you.
Yeah.
Because they keep seeing you, repetition
Top of
makes
mind.
neuron connections in brain, and that's what is a bigger networking, because it networks in here.
True. So let me add to that. So for example, a weekly chamber or networking group, is it real important to be there every week?
Yes.
Yes.
To me, yes.
Okay.
It depends upon the type of business you are. If my clients are in a 5-mile radius, it's important for me to be
Okay.
in that 5-mile radius.
I agree. But at the same time, sometimes you can sporadically attend and still be top of mind and just, every other week or whatever. I'm sorry?
You said it earlier, sometimes it's just a lot about timing.
It is.
I only visit those really large groups, like I know I'm gonna hit Garland, Dallas, Richardson, but not until October.
Yeah.
Because for me, my open enrollment is November 1st. So I know that even though it's a wide variety of people in 30 seconds, I can say, hey, next month, I'm the person that you're gonna wanna see. And so it can be efficient for me, but it's not building real relationships.
Right, you're getting somebody that's in a time of need, like a
Yes.
CPA.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I wouldn't like rule out those large areas, but use them more to your advantage and be more efficient with them. Because everybody's business does come down to timing.
True.
And
No,
just like you
but-
said, that somebody reached out to you after a year, so maybe your presence in some groups kept reminding them of what you do.
Yeah,
So whenever
exactly.
they were ready, or whenever they had tried other methods that didn't work, they were like, okay, let's go back to Rick, because he QR code things, so we're gonna try that. So, that repetition of seeing somebody does.
Or it could be somebody that basically, like for you, somebody that eventually had dental work done. And now all of a sudden, if you had great dental work done, or great service or product from somebody, you want to share it to somebody, bottom line.
So, yeah, I went to the McKinney one, this is a while back now. There was over 100 people. 30 seconds, where was I? That's a lot, first. And then the second thing that I didn't like is the majority of them get up there and they say, the type of leads I need is such and such. Okay, that's good. I think it's more effective is, instead of for me saying, this is the type of lead I need, what's the type of lead you need? And I'll send it your way. And, I think it's more effective in a networking thing if you send leads to people instead of expecting them to send them to you. And if you're sending leads to other people, then it'll come back around.
Right.
But, at some of those networking things, they just said, this is my type of lead that I need. Okay, great.
Monica, I think you had a question? You unmute and go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't sure if it could see me or if you can even hear me.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I like what you're saying about the chamber events and going early and staying late. I also believe if, you will see me every time, there is no doubt where I'm from. Now, I would rather wear, maybe a business outfit or something when I'm going to like a chamber luncheon. But I think it's most beneficial and in brand for me to wear something athleisure, casual, something that represents my brand. And now I know most of the people in the chamber maybe are more business end, so part of your look is dressing to impress. So I think a name tag goes a long way. I see some people wearing name tags right now. I'm not provided one by my job, but I have thought of I should just go buy one myself and so I do think that when you go to these things, it's most beneficial that you wear something branded and that you wear, if you're not, because you're business dressed, well, go ahead and get a name tag. I get that you don't always want to wear a ball cap when you go to an event, but I think it's most beneficial. You are your own walking billboard, and it's recognition of your own brand. So I just kudos to those who are already doing that, and that would just be my piece of advice.
Very good.
Worth anything.
Thank you. Well, I believe my time is up, so I'm going to go ahead, and anybody got any parting quote, shot, whatever?
I think you talk about the being regular, the lady I mentioned at first when I was talking about the Willie Nelson stuff, I met Janice in 2015, and we haven't really talked since 2016 because she moved. 6 years, 7 years later, you know, but I was regular in attendance. And these meetings here, like she's talking about the branding, I wear my wife gets irritated because I like to wear this blue shirt. Well, the blue's kind of the color we have. It's got my name on it. People don't remember my name if they can read it, I guess. But it does have
Steve Jobs.
information. Do what?
Black t-shirt and blue jeans, Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it is good to be regular, like you mentioned, these things. I think that just being, and I got some word from the Wiley group. I've been there for 3 years. A lady had seen me every time just about there, so she decided that she wanted us to do some stuff for them. Just being regular, I think, helps.
Yeah. I'll just close it with this comment. When you're going to these networking events, I had somebody that basically went networking event after another. He said, man, I go to all these events and nothing happens. And I said, slow down, be real, and be personal. Don't go to so many and meet so many people. Go and meet somebody and be real and get to really know them. With that being said, I'm turning it back to you.
I think we need to have the backup.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree.
All right. Thank you so much for that wonderful spotlight and getting so much great conversation. Nobody even wanted to stop. I hate to even stop you. Just trying to stay on time and be that bell ringer. Sorry, but man, I wish we could keep going. But I do encourage you. Hey, I'll just do my last things, and you stick around, like you said, stay late, come early. Just great discussion. Thank you so much, Rick. That was wonderful. So I hope that kind of discussion continues beyond the program. So anybody have any thank yous, anyone who did business, recommendations, referrals? Go ahead now, if you have any.
I've got one. My Facebook account was unfortunately hacked and taken over last week, and I was locked out of both my personal and business page, and Facebook in their infinite wisdom deactivated all the accounts. So I'm starting all over again on Facebook, both personal, and I just created a business page yesterday. If you would be so kind as to search for me as Edward Jones Financial Advisor Paul Brown, and like my business page, I would appreciate it, and connect with me on my regular Paul Brown page on Facebook. It's a very frustrating process, and there's nobody at Facebook to talk to, and no one knows anyone that works at Facebook. So here we are. So I'm starting all over again.
My father-in-law works at Facebook.
Okay.
So I can get a couple
Too
of
late.
names for you, but I don't know who would help.
Yeah.
Even the people that work there don't know who to talk to, the people that work there.
Yeah.
Really?
And right after it happened, I saw it happen. I was on my phone, I got logged out of my phone. I'm like, what is this? And about 3 hours later, I started getting fraudulent credit card charges. All that got stopped, no issues there.
Holy cow, Paul. That's
I'm
full-blown.
starting all over again.
That's full-blown identity theft.
Cybersecurity heads of AT&T at my home to be my husband. So if it's Facebook, it's not just your Facebook account.
Yeah.
You have to check your firewalls, your local servers.
Yes.
The other important passwords could be also. So make sure you get some professional help too.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds like full-blown identity.
Yeah. All right. Sorry to hear that. Thanks for that. Anyone else?
Thanks to Tina for yesterday. I had to find a last minute electrician for our office for some little things, but Tina, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. Go ahead, Rick.
I want to thank Luke, now that I see him back on the screen here, for helping host our event, our mixer, the Pizza Pasta People Party at Hawaii Fluid Art. I want to thank Jean for attending and participating, and for Bobby for our joint collaboration with the auto dealership, and it just keeps on giving.
Good. Good. Anyone else? Any events that you want to share going on in the community or upcoming events of your own in your business that you'd like to share?
Real quick, Monday is a Zoom in the room, but it's not Zoom. It's at Italian Villa. No Zoom. It'll be in person at Italian Villa Monday from noon to 1:30.
Where's Italian Villa?
In Allen on Greenville Avenue there, right across where the old Blockbuster video used to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh, it's Jimmy's. Okay.
All right, Jimmy, you're a winner. Here we go. We've got,
No, wait a minute, here's one for Jimmy.
I know, skip it over. There you go, for Mojios. All right.
What's next?
Next, we'll do another. Cinnaholic.
Cinnaholic.
Victoria.
It's blue.
And last,
There we go.
Rich. Rich, you won.
Tell me I won something from
Well,
Congress.
no, this is Adult Financial. It's a guy planner book.
Cool, thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. I don't know, hopefully I'm not forgetting any announcements, so feel free to stay, network with everyone, it's great to have you here. Oh, and I won't be here, the next 3 Thursdays, we'll have other people helping. Anna will be here, I believe Bobby and Rich.
Where are you going?
I am taking my son on a quick little cruise. Senior trip. And then the next Thursday after that's the camp. So I don't know if I'll be able to come here real quick, set up and go, but I'll have to be at ICO Wiley. And then the third week, I'll be in Italy. So, did a few more trips. So anyway, but just in case you're wondering where I'm at, but we'll have everything covered. We've got great people. And anyone else who wants to jump in and help, you're welcome to. No, but we'll still be here in July, and you'll still be getting your emails and all that stuff. Have a great rest of your week.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. For a short week, it's a busy week, but doing.
Well, you know that, 4th of July is usually really screwed up the week, but it really is.
Yes, for the entrepreneurs tonight.
no, because I don't want to hear all the superintendents.
Talking about that.
What are you gonna?
I'm trying to get more about
Yeah, but they're doing the lunch this time first, and then the giveaway.
So,
You need to go in after.
prepare for just saying that and just to stay positive.
Well, to give you an idea there, that was 10 minutes, and we normally do it in 40. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're able to dig deeper, you know, and you know, and here's the other part about it. People start to know. So what happens is the interaction. You start to get to know the person because of their, not the business. They start to give you an opinion that's shared with everybody. So you get to know their intellect and their opinions, whether by an answer.
Okay, and also she knows that I won't.
And so now all of a sudden, they're not trying to promote themselves or their business. They're trying to participate in whatever activity it is.